One of my favorite players to cover in Rivals.com history is Stefon Diggs, five-star wide receiver, kid I saw as a true freshman at Good Counsel, returning punts, and just had that special vision, acceleration, and ability to be great. He was also a terrific cornerback. A lot of people forget that in high school, but just a dynamic offensive wide receiver, stronger than he looked. Wasn't the biggest kid in the world, but hard to tackle. I saw him in quite a few games where he just made 3-4 guys bring him down and got extra yardage after the catch for his quarterback in that situation. And he didn't have great quarterbacks in high school either, but did the best he could with that situation. Dynamic, any camp setting, just couldn't be covered solo. Whether it was a 7-on-7, whether it was a VTO camp or a Nike camp or Friday Night Lights, Army Bowl, you name it. This kid was not only a slot receiver who could match up against anybody who tried to cover the slot, but an outside receiver who was good getting off press coverage because he was physically strong, as I mentioned. Great hands, and when he was down, and by that I mean when he wasn't targeted enough, or when he didn't feel he was getting the ball, or when somebody especially jawed at him and got him going, he amped things up even more. You did not want Stefon Diggs playing angry, and that's what he did quite often. So when he was downgraded, in the NFL, and he slid, I think he was a third rounder, I was like, somebody's getting a steal here, because I know his work ethic. I know how talented this kid is. Obviously, he had some injuries at Maryland. Size was a consideration there, but I knew that this would be an NFL football player and an impact wide receiver for years to come, and that's what we're seeing with the Minnesota Vikings, who were smart enough to draft him. But Diggs was a guy, honestly, I toyed with having him number one. That was the Dorial Green-Beckham year. Toyed with having him number one overall because he was right there, more accomplished receiver than DGB, just wasn't 6'5", 230 pounds, but he did have better hands, sneaky strong. Just didn't pull the trigger. Obviously, DGB has had his ups and downs. Stefon Diggs just very consistent, and I think he's going to be a great NFL wide receiver, as we've already seen.